I never thought I'd come home to find my own front gate padlocked by some busybody with a clipboard and a god complex. But there she was, Karen, the self-appointed queen of Willow Creek Estates, screaming in her phone about trespassers while two squad cars screamed up my gravel drive, lights flashing like it was the OK Corral. And the kicker? She'd evicted my wife from our own damn ranch 2 weeks earlier, citing HOA violations on a property that predates their subdivision by a century. I've been gone for months, deployed overseas with the Guard, trusting Sarah to hold down our slice of Montana heaven. Our ranch wasn't some cookie-cutter McMansion. It was 200 acres of heirloom timberland my granddad homesteaded in the 30s, complete with a sagging wraparound porch and a barn that echoed with ghost stories. Sarah and I bought it cheap after I got out of the service full-time, our forever fix-up project. But while I was dodging IEDs in the sandbox, Karen and her coven of pearl clutchers decided our wildflower-choked yard and solar panels lowered property values. They slapped liens, sent cease and desists, and finally, in a move straight out of a bad Lifetime movie, changed the locks and slapped an orange condemned sticker on the door. Sarah, 8 months pregnant and hormonal as hell, had a crash at her sister's in Billings, fuming over voicemails from these Karens demanding she conform or vacate. Pulling up in my dusty F-150 after a red-eye from D.C., I expected a hero's welcome. Maybe Sarah's meatloaf and a cold PBR. Instead, I found Karen barricading the gate with her Prius, waving a laminated HOA rulebook like a shield. "This is private property now, sir. Your wife's been evicted for non-compliance. Fines total $15,000, she barked, her highlights gleaming under the noon sun, neighbors peeking from behind lace curtains like vultures. I laughed, couldn't help it, because I'd seen her type overseas. The petty tyrants who thrive on control when real power's out of reach. "Lady," I said, hopping the fence like it was nothing, "this ain't your suburbia. This is my land." She dialed 911 faster than you can say, entitled, screeching about an armed intruder. I had my multi-tool, for God's sake. Cops rolled up, burly stoddies with that no-nonsense Montana drawl, and I handed over my DD 214 discharge papers, the deed with its pre-HOA grandfather clause bold as brass. But Karen? She doubled down, lips pursed like she'd sucked a lemon, demanding they cuff me for vandalism because I'd snapped the padlock with bolt cutters from the truck bed. The lead deputy, a grizzled vet named Hank who bought me a beer at the VFW once, just chuckled. "Ma'am, this here's a working ranch. Your association's bylaws don't touch historic parcels like this. Ever heard of adverse possession?" That's when Sarah pulled up in her sister's Escalade, Belly leading the charge like a battleship. She wasn't just my rock. She was a shark in Sensible Flats, a title attorney who'd clerked for the state AG. While I'd been sweating in fatigues, she'd been buried in county records, tracing our property's easements back to the original land grant. "Karen," Sarah said, voice sweet as pie, but eyes like daggers, "your HOA's incorporated under Montana Code 35-2, right? Cute. But Article 7, Section 4C exempts pre-1950 agricultural holdings. And guess what? Ours qualifies. Plus, that eviction you filed, fraudulent lien under 71-3-1001. I just emailed the clerk's office. Your board's dissolved effective noon today." The color drained from Karen's face faster than a bad spray tan. She'd rallied the whole neighborhood. Dozens of cul-de-sac clones now spilling onto the road. Phones out, live streaming for their Facebook groups. Whispers turned to gasps as Sarah pulled up the filings on her tablet. Not just dissolution, but countersuits for emotional distress, illegal trespass, and, boom, RICO charges for the board's pattern of extortionate fines. Turns out, Karen's dues funded her wine club more than any landscaping. Hank's radio crackled. Backup was en route, but not for me. "Ma'am," he drawled to Karen, snapping cuffs on her wrists as she sputtered about rights and community standards, "you're under arrest for filing false reports and HOA misconduct. That Prius is impounded evidence." The crowd erupted, half cheering like it was the 4th of July, half clutching pearls and slinking back to their vinyl siding. One busybody mom yelled, "This is fascism," while her hubby muttered, "Serves her right. She fined me for my grill." Sarah leaned into me, our baby's first kick syncing with my heartbeat, as I unlocked the real front door, the one with the elk antler rack. "Welcome home, cowboy," she whispered. "Karma's a bitch with a law degree." By sundown, the ranch glowed under strings of Edison bulbs we'd hung last summer, neighbors trickling back with casseroles and apologies. Real ones, not the passive-aggressive kind. "Karen? Last I heard, she's rotting in county lockup. Her empire crumbled to a GoFundMe for bail that hit crickets. Turns out, you can't bully your way through a legacy like ours." And as I rocked on the porch, Sarah's head on my shoulder, watching fireflies dance over the fields, I raised a silent toast to every underdog who's ever flipped the script. In America, the little guys don't just fight back, they win.